Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a brand new explainer, and we are stepping right into the dirt and chaos of an ancient battlefield. We're going to break down one of the most epic military clashes detailed in our historical texts, the Siege of Dwaraka. We're going to look past the myths and the legends to really analyze the actual battlefield tactics, the massive momentum shifts, and the intense psychological warfare that completely defined this confrontation.
Okay, let's get right into it. To truly understand the sheer terror of this moment, you really have to picture the scale. Salwa, the lord of Saubha, didn't just casually march on the city of Dwaraka, he crashed into it. The texts actually describe his approach as being, quote, like unto the lord of birds, basically like Garuda swooping down on its prey. He brings this immense, multi-tiered force. We're talking infantry, cavalry, elephants, and just a dense wall of war chariots. This was not a minor skirmish. This was a highly organized, rapidly deployed invasion force designed to completely overwhelm the city before anyone could even brace for impact.
So, here is our order of battle for today's explainer. We'll cover Salwa's advance, the youth's counterstrike, the champion duels, Salwa's terrifying technology, and finally, Pradyumna rallying the troops.
All right, let's kick things off with Phase 1, the Siege of Dwaraka, where the enemy commander Salwa lays his trap.
This guy Salwa was absolutely methodical. He immediately locks down the tactical high-value assets, mainly occupying the level ground that commanded the city's entire water supply. He physically chokes Dwaraka by blocking every main road and, incredibly, seals all the secret entrances with his own camps. But you know what's really fascinating? It's what he avoids. He deliberately forsakes cemeteries, temples dedicated to the gods, sacred trees, and even grounds covered by anthills. So the takeaway here is that his massive army completely floods every single other inch of available space, effectively suffocating the city in this tight, sacrilegious vice grip.
Moving into Section 2, the youth strike back. So, faced with this massive army suffocating their city, what do the defenders do? They definitely don't cower behind the walls. The youthful princes of the defending Vrishni race make a massive psychological play. They absolutely refuse to be besieged. Heroes like Charudeshna, Samva, and the mighty Pradyumna, they resolve to sally straight out of the city. They hop into their war chariots, heavily clad in mail armor and brilliant ornaments, and they don't try to sneak out under the radar. No way. They fly their colors high, boldly challenging this countless host. It's literally a breathtaking display of raw courage, just charging straight into the teeth of a massive enemy formation.
Which brings us to Section 3, Duels of Magic and Might.
Now we've got a real clash on our hands. Let's break down this first major matchup. We have the hero Samva taking on Kshemavriddhi, who happens to be not just Salva's chief counselor, but the commander of his forces. Kshemavriddhi is totally unmovable here, absorbing Salva's initial assault and returning fire using these intense powers of illusion. I mean, think of this like ancient electronic warfare. He is literally trying to scramble Salva's targeting and overwhelm him visually. But Salva doesn't panic. He actively deploys counter-illusion, perfectly neutralizing Kshemavriddhi's magical countermeasures, which clears the field for a devastating physical strike.
And once those illusions drop, bam! 1,000 arrows, 1,000! He showers them onto his adversary's car in this continuous stream. It's a volume of fire so overwhelming that the texts actually compare it to the god Indra raining storms down from the sky. The sheer kinetic force of that barrage is just too much to handle. Pierced and entirely overwhelmed, Kshemavriddhi, the actual commander of the hostile host, turns his fleet steed around and straight up flees the field. It's a massive, immediate shift in momentum. Just look at how fast this battlefield dominance cascades. Minute 1, the enemy general flees. The moment that happens, a mighty Daitya warrior from the attacking force named Vegavat rushes Samva. Samva stands his ground, whirls a quickly going mace, hurls it with perfect precision, and strikes Vegavat down. Right after that, another mighty warrior, Vivindhya, engages Charudeshna in a fight so fierce they're literally warring at each other like lions. Charudeshna fixes a weapon to his bow possessing the blinding splendor of fire and the sun, vivified with incantations, and strikes Vivindhya lifeless to the ground. The defenders of Dwaraka are systematically dismantling Salwa's top guys.
And the texts really emphasize how physically brutal these duels were. When Samva's mace hit the mighty Vegavat, it says he fell, quote, like a weather-beaten and faded lord of the forest of decayed roots. I mean, what an incredibly vivid image, right? Just total brutal collapse. The Dwaraka heroes aren't just winning points on a scorecard, they are physically breaking the enemy's will to fight.
All right, Section 4,
Salwa's terrifying advance, the ultimate antagonist.
But you know, battlefield momentum can flip in the absolute blink of an eye. Seeing his champion slain and his entire host starting to waver, the ultimate antagonist finally steps up. Salwa doesn't just ride out, he advances on what the text calls his beautiful car. But don't let the word beautiful fool you here. This thing is an ancient superweapon. The texts describe it as being capable of going everywhere. Its sudden, hypermobile appearance on the battlefield completely shatters the morale of the defenders. Imagine you're fighting a grueling, muddy infantry battle, and suddenly the enemy commander drops in with a highly advanced, ultra-fast vehicle that somehow seems to be in all places at once. Beholding Salwa on this terrifying machine, the combatants of Dwaraka immediately start to waver with fear.
That leads us straight into our final section, Section 5, Pradyumna rallies the troops.
Panic is basically a virus, right? It can rout an entire army in seconds. As the Dwaraka alliance begin to buckle under the terrifying presence of Salwa's superweapon, the mighty warrior Pradyumna steps forward. He does not fall back. With a cheerful, booming heart, he projects his voice across the chaos, commanding his forces. "Waver ye not, staying behold me fight. I shall by force repel that car with Salwa on it. Be of good cheer, ye all. Fear not, the Lord of Salwa will be slain today." He promises to personally destroy Salwa's machine using weapons like serpents. And incredibly, just hearing this single, absolute display of confidence, the shattered Yadava host, the defending army, stabilizes. They stop retreating and they actually begin to fight cheerfully once again.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, it leaves us with a pretty profound question to chew on. When you're outmanned, suffocated by siege tactics, and facing an enemy with overwhelming, terrifying technology, how vital is one leader's sheer resolve? Pradyumna's voice alone held the line, but will his promise to destroy Salwa's unbeatable chariot actually hold true? Well, we'll have to find out next time. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.